Episode 8 of my TEW save Heart and Soul, and it is Sunday, week 2 of June 2001 for WCW, the Great American Bash. We're back on pay-per-view for the second time, and if you're excited to see that, please do hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more Total Extreme Wrestling content, consistent. And, well, let's see, where are we going to hold tonight's show? We are in Albany, Georgia for this show. 9,000 seat capacity. We should sell this out in all hopes. We will be selling this arena out. For this Great American Bash, let's think, where were WCW at Great American Bash 2000? Well, it was Jeff Jarrett versus Curt versus Kevin Nash for the world title. They also had Scott Steiner versus Rick Steiner and Tank Abbott in a handicap match. Shane Douglas took on the Wall, and Booker T was still G.I. Bro, and he was fighting Sean Stasiak. Oh, wow. Even if we haven't grown, we've still come a long way in this year. So let's see though, what are we putting out for Great American Bash 2001? And we are opening up with the Cruiserweight Tag Team titles on the line as the Young Dragons defeat the Filthy Animals when Kaz Hayashi pins Billy Kidman with a simultaneous diving leg drop, and the Young Dragons win the WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team titles. Great victory for the Young Dragons. They hold the titles now. Although it begs the question as to where do the Filthy Animals go from here? As I said, we did sell out this arena, 9,013 people, which is great news. And, this Cruiserweight division is heating up. But I think there's some directions now where we need to prioritise the singles division over the tag division, where we've probably been doing the other way around in more recent weeks. We then get a hype package for the first big match of the night, and it's the 6-man tag between the breakup of the Magnificent Seven, Steiners and Lex Luger versus Jarrett, Bagwell and Animal. 57 rating for the promo and a 68 for the match, as Lex Luger and the Steiner brothers defeat Buff Bagwell, Jeff Jarrett and Road Warrior Animal in 1846 when Scott Steiner pins Animal with the Frankensteiner. Steiner was head and shoulders above everybody else. Need to separate him and Madeja though, because I didn't turn Madeja face. And the Steiner brothers and Lex Luger are on winning ways. Buff Bagwell, Jeff Jarrett, Road Warrior Animal. Probably some of them will get pushed. Some of them will probably move back down into the mid card. Luger and Rick Steiner will probably also move back in the mid card, because if I'm being honest here, out of these 6 men, 7 if we count Ric Flair, only Flair and Scott Steiner, should be anywhere near the main event picture at this point. Some of them could get there later, like Bagwell and Jarrett, but right now, they aren't there. And they shouldn't be in main event storylines, which they have been. So this should free up some main event room. Cruiserweight title on the line as Shane Helms beats Jushin Thunder Liger with a quick roll-up after a great 13-minute match, which Liger took most of. I don't want to give the title to Liger quite yet. I might in the future, but I don't want to give it to him yet because of his Japanese dates. He's got to go. He's going to be going over to Japan quite a few times, and I don't know if he's going to make every single show. And as such, I'm nervous about putting the title on him, when all logic says I should have had him beat Shane Helms there. We will see though. This match might get redone on a Nitro and it might have a different result, because it all depends on what I can work out with Liger and New Japan. 49 rating though, great stuff. Probably does give Helms a bit of pop boost, even though I think Liger's got less pop. Yeah. And the rematch between John Cena and Alex Wright is a squash. No Eric Bischoff this time, but John Cena squashes Alex Wright. Because Das Wunderkid was a great gimmick in '96. By this point though, Alex Wright, everyone thought Alex Wright would be this top main eventer. By this point, 2001, everyone knew he wasn't. 26 rating, not great if we're being honest. It's pretty awful, but this should give Cena quite a bit of pop. RVD has his Hardcore Open Challenge, and who's going to answer it today? But the Hardcore Icon, Ashuchi Anita. They don't click, which is a shame. Because, you know, Anita's not very over, so he's not going to get a great... He's not going to get a great rating ever. So for him to then not have chemistry, it's frustrating. Because I think Anita is a great hand to have in a hardcore division. Because he's just got... He's a psychopath. He will do anything to his body and to anybody else's body. So I think he's a great hand to have around. 35 rating though is very disappointing. But it's after the match RVD is celebrating and the franchise Shane Douglas runs in and beats down RVD, not Robin Van Persie, Rob Van Dam. And just holds up the hardcore title above him and just walks off with it, stealing the hardcore title. 39 rating. We get hyped for our NWA World Heavyweight title match as Kanyon takes on Kevin Nash. And the match gets a 79. It's great stuff. They have great chemistry. And Kanyon defeats Kevin Nash in an exceptional match according to the game. 1627 with the flatliner. Makes his first defense of the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Oh, it's beautiful. Honestly, I would never even considered putting this as the main event, which is annoying. But I didn't even consider it. But I'm now kind of wishing I had because of Booker T's injury. Oh, let's see though. Tag team titles up next, as Pulumbo and O'Haire defeat Samoa Joe and Hennig when Sean O'Haire pins Curt Hennig with a double super kick. It's Hennig who takes the fall. Despite he was head and shoulders with everybody else, Joe hasn't been pinned yet. That means continues Joe never being pinned because Hennig took this fall. 64 rating, good stuff. Good, should give Pulumbo and O'Haire a big boost. I want them to become major stars soon because remember what I was saying about freeing up some main event slots? These two are guys I think should be in it. 64 rating, great stuff. United States title match as Mike Awesome defeats Sting in 1559 with the Awesome Bomb after Lance Storm, wow, my words don't seem to work today. Lance Storm hit a cheap shot on Sting. It's his third defense of the United States Heavyweight Championship. Great work from Sting to carry this match, if we're being honest. And a 78 is a pretty good start. And then, another match for the card, as Manami Toyota defeats Stacy Keibler in 11:24 with the Ocean Queen B-Bomb. Make her second defense of the NWA World Women's title. It's just a match because I want to get Manami Toyota out of the unknown. out of the into the recognizable. That way, we don't have to keep all of her matches on the pre-show. We can actually start building up the other women. So a win here over Stacy Keibler on pay-per-view. Fingers crossed that does something. I doubt it'll get her all the way there, but we're working on something here. And she also broke her nose because, you know, only one of these people is actually a very good wrestler. And we have a hype package for the main event. Talking about the history of WCW. The old guard versus the new guard. That's what this match is a metaphor for. Bret Hart said at the start of the last pay-per-view, the future starts now. And this generational battle, a dream match, so to speak, is our proof. 70 rating. It's a 75 match. It wasn't the best match on the card. That goes to Kanyon and Kevin Nash. And the injury is probably a big part of that. Missile drop kick for the win though. Booker T defeats Ric Flair in 1815. First defense of the WCW World Heavyweight title. And after the match, Dusty Rhodes comes into the ring. He's our interviewer now. Because, you know, he's great on the mic. And Dusty tries to interview Booker T, but Kanyon attacks him from behind with the NWA World title, hits a flatliner, and poses to end the show with both titles, both £10 of gold and the big gold. What do we get overall though for this show? 73. That's one of the best shows we've put on, but we're on a pay-per-view. We're not quite on a big enough network because people don't. I know we've been a big company, but we're not a big company right now. We're not putting on world-class shows, so not very many people want to put us on their networks. And we are not in the financial situation to be creating our own. There's a lot of stuff we need to be working on. And I think we've got progress to make on this. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.